Hey, it's Brock here with Rock Hill Farms, and if you follow the channel, you know I've got a wide variety of equipment and attachments for my tractor, and out of all of it, there's really only one attachment that I wish I had not purchased, and that is this Frontier wood chipper. So I'm going to explain why I wouldn't buy it again as a point of reference for someone who might be considering purchasing something like this. I want it to be helpful, but I also can't be definitive because your situation may be different than mine. But I want to talk about this specific wood chipper compared to other wood chipping options on the market, and I want to talk in general about how useful is it or how practical is it to have a wood chipper as a 3-point attachment. So first, in terms of this chipper, it's a Frontier WC1105. The 5 stands for it can chip material up to 5-inch diameter. And I can verify that. I have put 5-inch diameter material through it, and it will chip it. If it's a harder wood, you want to go slower, but it'll handle it. Now, in terms of the build quality of this, I got exactly what I thought I was getting when I ordered it. It's heavy built. I see no design flaws with it. One thing to look at on any wood chipper is how heavy is the flywheel, because that determines how much momentum it has. And this has around a 100-pound flywheel, might have been 130 or something. I don't remember exactly, but it's a well-built unit. It's quick hitch compatible. I've had no problems using this. But when we compare it to other options on the market, keeping in mind that this is the only PTO wood chipper I've ever run, when you look at the features and specs and reviews on some of the other manufacturers, for instance, WoodMax makes a wood chipper that cost around $1,500 less than this at the time I purchased it, that had a hydraulic in-feed roller, which makes it a lot easier to get the material through. And I don't see anything about that product that makes it inferior to this one. The only reason I would recommend this one over that one is if you're wanting to take advantage of the 0% financing when you're buying your machine, and it makes it more convenient than trying to pay $4,000 or $5,000 cash, whatever the price is for a wood chipper. That's why I bought the Frontier, because I was financing it as part of a trade-in on another attachment. And I wish I had gotten one with an in-feed roller. So that's kind of my take on it. There are multiple brands of less expensive wood chippers that seem to be as well built with potentially extra features, so why would I pay more for this? And for reference, at the time I bought this, it was $5,700, which means it might be $8,000 now, with the way all tractor attachments and all equipment are skyrocketing in price. So the second thing is, how practical is it to have a PTO wood chipper? And I'm going to talk about what I envision doing with this and what has actually happened. So as you guys know, I fell trees, cut them into firewood, and that's kind of one of my side businesses. The thought here being, I go out and cut down a tree. I spend the first day felling it, and if it's a full day, if you want to fell a tree and buck it up during that day, depending obviously on the size of tree. Then the thought was to take all the smaller limbs and feed them through this and get free wood chips, because I'm also starting a tree farm on the front of the property, and for that tree farm, I'd like to have a large supply of wood chips. Well, so there's two separate things. There's two separate reasons you might want this. Number one, to create chips. Because you want the chips. And number two, to get rid of brush. So in terms of wanting a $6,000 attachment to get wood chips with, the return on investment is remarkably low for what wood chips cost to what this machine cost. For the price of purchasing this, I could buy 50 truckloads of wood chips. Just an unlimited, for what I'm doing, I could have an unlimited supply of wood chips for the cost of buying this attachment. So I would say don't buy it because you want the chips. That can be a side benefit, but it doesn't make sense for that to be the primary reason. Second thing, to get rid of unwanted branches. Now for me, mostly cutting up mature oak trees that I am cutting down for firewood. The amount of cleanup, you guys, a lot of you probably just saw me doing an entire day cleaning up one tree, and with that entire day on one tree, I was just burning the branches. I would have spent another entire 8-hour day getting rid of those branches with this chipper. That's a lot of work when you can just burn them. So the caveat here is, if you live in an area that has frequent burn bans, and you're not allowed to burn the other material, you need a way to get rid of it, right? That might be who this is for. If you're in town and you can't burn, or your location doesn't allow it, that might be a reason you would want one. But for me, I'm looking at how can I make it profitable to cut firewood. Where I live, firewood sells fairly inexpensive. And for me to cut firewood, I have to cut down the tree, I have to buck up the tree, I have to dispose of the branches, I have to split the firewood, I've got to list it for sale and find the customer and communicate, then I either have to deliver it or load it. There's a lot of time and a lot of money going into a product that does not sell for that much money. So you're pushing the limitations on whether or not it's worth it. And I've got some more equipment that hopefully is going to make it productive for me to split firewood and sell it. But I can't add a day of chipping branches if I want to be profitable and productive. So that's why, for me, this does not ever get used. I have other ways to get rid of the branches. It's not time effective to make wood chips with it. It's fun. I like to operate it, even though it beats my hands up not having the feed roller. And I love equipment and the sound of it, and just chipping up some branches. It's like, yeah, this was awesome. But it's not cost effective for something this expensive. So, last thing before I sign off is I've been thinking about, after my fireside talk video, that people seem to react really well to me reading viewer comments. I thought about doing a comment of the day section on video, and I'm sure I won't remember to do it every day, but today we're doing comment of the day from Marvin Diamond Jr. Marvin's been commenting on my videos for a long time, almost always has something intelligent to say, and has a lot of experience. He has a 40-acre property. His comment on the video where I cleaned up this property looks so much better. Doesn't take long for things to get out of hand. I struggle with that also. Most of my property is wooded, so space is a premium here. Slowly but surely I'm getting it in order. However, I do believe that it's a never-ending project. Keep at it. Exactly how I feel. Just having this 20 acres is a full-time job. I mean, there's no spot on this where some kind of wildlife isn't trying to take hold. So, but it's a blessing. It's a huge blessing, just like all of you watching are a blessing. So I appreciate you taking time to watch the video. I'll put links on the screen right here to more of our videos, and I'll see you next time.